Hey guys, Lisa here, Divine Messages 333 LLC. We are going to do a manifestation reading, checking in on manifestations. We're going to do this once a week, so it's Manifestation Mondays, and this is going to cover love, money, so things under money. What else? We're going to cover what is your mindset, so things like that, so we'll just see what comes out. So look for this every Monday. Hope you're doing well. If it's your first time, welcome. If you're returning, thank you. We're starting with love. So I already started this video, and then I paused it because I totally forgot what I was saying, and I had to restart it. So I know I didn't put any intention out. I've already put the intention out. We were starting with love. Anyone who is manifesting love at this time, what do you need to know? So how are you doing as far as that's going, or what's going on with your situation? So we have past life relationship. You have known each other before. Deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. And soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. If you guys don't mind, please hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. It helps the channel for sure. Okay, so what about this? You've known each other before. Someone's wearing a mask. This is your soulmate. So someone's been manifesting their soulmate. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Okay, so what I'm getting is that someone may not be expressing how they really feel. These could even be like friends. You could know this person for a long time, or they could have known you for a long time. Could go all the way back to like childhood. So, okay, when I started the first video, what came out first was your love life is being affected by children, and right here we have these children. So, but look, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing, you can look at it a couple different ways, but you may have known this person since you were very, very young, or you have like a history with them. You've seen each other. I feel like the way you looked at each other, the way you look at each other has changed over time. That's why really, they're both wearing a mask. If you look, they're both wearing a mask. This could be someone who's a friend, and if this isn't someone you've known for a long time, well, it does say past life, so over lives is what I was gonna say. In other lives, you've known each other. That's what I was gonna say, right? I forgot that said past life. Okay, so what? So this could be like if you are talking with someone and you're feeling like very connected, like this person feels so familiar, or so like just something about it just feels like very, I want to say right, but I also feel like that might not be the right word. Like you feel like it could be your soulmate, but you guys, someone hasn't expressed themselves to to the other, or you both have into each other. That's kind of where we're sitting right now. So if you have manifested this situation, this is either where you were at, where you're at now, or where it's going to be. So, let me see. What do you need to know in this situation? What do you need to know? What kind of guidance? What kind of advice? And then we're going to move on to money next. What kind of advice do you have? Feelings and deeply. Ugh, I have like fuzz on my face. All right, so feelings. Take time out to explore the deep emotions you are experiencing. Yeah, these could be new feelings for someone, whether it's you or the other person. And then we have, and it keeps falling. I don't know if someone's like falling for another person, or like, have you ever been so kind of in your thoughts that you're kind of distracted and clumsy, or or maybe someone is clumsy around you, or you're clumsy around someone. So that's what, okay, the feelings said, take time out to explore the deep emotions you are experiencing. I don't know if someone is like a masseuse or does some type of like healing or body work on people or something, because it kind of looks like they're giving that person a hand massage. Okay. And then we have deeply. Look deeply within to discover your soul purpose in your relationships. So this could be something that also kind of causes like some emotions to come out. Looking at this, and we do have the feelings. Deep feelings is what I'm, kind of getting that this is going to bring up some deep feelings. But what I'm kind of getting here is like, in order for you to go a little bit further, and as I'm saying that, I'm looking at the back of this card where this person's kind of trekking further on, right? Looking ahead, and that's where you're trying to go. And as far as manifesting a relationship, then this is what you're being asked to do, is like look more deeply within yourself. And like the next step is making the effort, right? Taking the steps you're guided to take. So I'm just going to pull a few last cards here, and then we're going to move on. Okay. So what last message do you have for people manifesting love? What do you have for people manifesting love? Oh. Okay. Wow, this is a lot. This is a lot here, so this could all speak to you. These different, different ones can speak to different people. So, for some, patience is required. And there's something that is coming to an end. Could be multiple things for some people. And accept what is dying. Focus on the next goal, the next target. Focus on the next goal, the next target. I even see that on this one. Be patient. Same thing. Focus on the next target. You're being asked to rejuvenate I'm seeing someone like looking in a dictionary or Googling rejuvenate. I guess look that up and see what that, how can you apply that to yourself realistically in your life? Rejuvenate. You know, some people would say, oh, I'm going to go on a vacation. Well, everyone can't go on a vacation. You know, some might say, I'll do a spa day. Well, we can't all do a spa day. And maybe some people, that's not even like, maybe that's more stressful for someone. You know, how is this like a physical rejuvenation? Is this a spiritual rejuvenation? You know, emotional, like how is this going to apply? How are you going to apply it in your life? But you're being asked to rejuvenate and be true to yourself. So, you know, if you're going to be true to yourself, you've got to admit your vulnerabilities. Because it's time for a wake-up call. You know, when we admit our vulnerabilities, right? We look in the mirror, we're alone, we look back at ourselves, and we just kind of start not beating up on ourselves or saying things we don't like about ourselves, but how we feel vulnerable. How do we feel vulnerable? What makes us, what triggers us, you know? And then now I feel vulnerable. Is it, you know, if someone says they're gonna, you know, go on a trip for 2 years and now I'm feeling abandoned, is, you know, so is one of my vulnerabilities feeling abandoned, you know, being in situations where I might feel that way, I might feel triggered, whether it's a real threat or it isn't. That's just one example, but, you know, this could be also an awakening for someone, or someone is waking up to their feelings. Releasing your ex, is that in this one? Because it was in the last one. When I started the other video, release your ex was there. So again, okay, so accept what's dying. Release your ex. Someone may be like hanging on. What I compared it to, or like I gave a example was like, so you're watching this reading right now. So you're probably someone who watches other readings, right? And let's say you feel you've really let go of your ex, you don't seek anything out about them, whatever. You don't even know where they live, phone number, nothing. Okay, but you're watching these readings, not looking for anything to do with them, just yourself, but their energy is still hanging on to you, so it's popping up, right, in readings. And then you stick around and so you kind of know what your ex might be going through if you're resonating with the reading. And it's not that you're like sitting there and like, again, you're not seeking readings out to know what's going on with them, but they're still in your energy. This is just an example, okay? So, when someone passes away, and I can speak from my own experience, the relationship really changes, you know. Some say it completely ends. Some say they just, you know, move on to a different, like phase, whatever. But, you know, you don't act the same way with that, in that relationship anymore. So after, you know, my son passed away, I would look at, you know, photos and things like that. But after some time, right, I was able to do it a little bit less, a little bit less. Now I don't, pull out the photo albums like that, like I used to, because I accepted what, this change, whether you want to call it dying or you want to call it a change. Yeah, you're being asked to become a clear channel. So this is like a clear channel to the divine. You could be very spiritual, or you could be, whether you consider yourself spiritual or not, everyone, we all have an intuition. So you could be someone who's very tapped into your intuition. And this might be why someone is now having a wake-up call, because they weren't tapped into their intuition. And by rejuvenating and becoming a clear channel, you will be more tuned into your intuition and be able to just use your discernment better. Who is someone being deceptive? What are you picking up on signals, but they're not saying something? Are you missing things? Is this so? Anyway, let me see. If anyone's looking for some type of time, I'm just going to pull like 3 cards, and then we're moving on. Right now, if you have a question regarding time, and when I say time, I mean like weeks, months, days, a certain month, a holiday, something like that. Get your question. You can pause the video right now if you want to. I'm just going to pull 3 cards, and could apply. Maybe it won't. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and then we'll move on. All right, card number 1, morning. Something could happen in the morning. Something might have happened in the morning. It doesn't necessarily mean tomorrow morning. Someone could also feel like they're in mourning. We have accept what's dying here. Spring. This could also be that something is something is sprouting, like this soulmate situation could be that something is sprouting as well, or a seed, like this wake-up call, like I was saying, someone's feelings could be changing. It could be like growing, or something could be happening in the spring. You could have met someone in the spring. Someone's birthday could be in the spring. And then we have next month. Okay. And someone could have a boat. They could live near water. Could be a water sign. But that's what we have right now as far as manifesting love. So, all right, we're going to move on to money. I'm just going to clean this up and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we're moving on to money. And for money, that's just a general thing, but this is going to be, we'll start with a job, if anyone is looking for like career job, and then we'll just do like general, like money, like you could include the lottery or whatever. So when it comes to money for the collective manifesting work, when it comes to manifesting work, new job, How does that look? People manifesting new jobs. Stay in bed. Okay, someone may be feeling unmotivated. Tick, tick, tick. Yeah, so someone is procrastinating, not feeling motivated. This could have been, maybe you've been feeling like this since around like October or like late October, early November. And like, I feel like you are in sync with like the time. I don't know, like you intuitively almost feel like the time is kind of getting away from you or something like that, something with to do with time. You intuitively feel something, but this could be too that you're spending a lot of time in the manifesting, like just thinking, fantasizing, um, imagining, you could be doing a lot of that. Twist of fate. Okay, so something happens. Something happens. Now, this could be, for some people, it could be something to do with like gambling. It could be like at a bar or a restaurant bar, something like that. Like the pull tabs is what I'm getting for some people. It could be that. For some people, they could actually be like playing a game. Like it could be something to do with, dice. Something like that. And you could come into some money. So for some people, you could be coming into some money that allows you to be able to kind of waste your time and sit around and just stay in bed. Okay. So what about work though? Like mere seconds to spare. And then we have jackpot. And we have foolish. This card always, to me, I don't feel like someone's being like foolish, like they're not being, wise. I get that this is kind of like the Fool, like a new beginning. So there's going to be something, because we have tick, 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 and then we have, oh, and I just looked down and saw lucky. Okay, hold on a second. So we have this, and then this came after. Tick, 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 and then we have mere seconds to spare. And then, after that, it looks like explosion and jackpot. I mean, that's super cool. because I know I changed something here. I think the dice were in the middle of the clock and the bomb, actually. But I'm just looking at how this is playing out, and it's like really good. So I don't know. This might not have to do with work, like an actual job. This just could have to do with money. Let me see. So, does this have any? What does this have to do with? Does this have anything to do with work? This message here, does this have to do with work, or is this just money related? Does this have to do with justice and protected? Your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. You are safe and supported while you change your career. So there's something you're changing. Something is changing as far as the work you do. And you're going to be bringing in fairness and protection to others who need your help. So that can come in different ways. I mean, or we can look at it like there is some justice that if I don't even, look at down here, I just take the word up here and then this could be that justice is coming in for you. And it's going to allow you to be able to change your career, which could allow you to stay in bed. So, for some people, that could be the case, that there is some type of justice coming in. This could be something, I'm hearing balancing out. Someone could have been foolish. Someone could have acted like a clown and was real foolish, and they got themselves, this is like their karma and your dharma, your good karma. I keep getting this as like a guard. So I don't know, maybe somebody like went to jail or something like this. Maybe somebody went to jail. Like this is the guard and this is the inmate, the fool here with the black eye. I don't know. Is there anything else from this deck that you can tell us about this situation? There might not be from this deck, but okay. Family. Loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. I mean, for some people, if you actually like hit the jackpot, or in some way, you come into some money, doesn't have to be like gambling. You may be able to help people that are, close to you, that you care about. You may be able to help people in some ways. Financially, you may be stable enough and abundant enough. I feel like your ancestors are with you, watching over you, and will like guide you to the right people if you're meant to help people. Okay. What else can you tell the collective about the situation? So you've gained a lot of wisdom. You have gained a lot of wisdom. And your self-worth has greatly increased, along with your instincts. You're trusting your instincts more. You've persevered through a lot. There were people who plotted to victimize you and like scam you, basically. And you've made it through a lot. So I feel like this is coming up to help you and remind you where you came from. That chair, that's for you. It's for you. And so this is like, I mean, you're manifesting, like this is your manifestation. It's going to be different for different people. Now, if this is not, if you're like, what are you talking about? I didn't manifest winning a bunch of money or justice. So something is coming in and it's going to help you get to the next, whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, wherever you're headed. Wherever you're headed. Okay. This was the last deck that these are these cards that and this says renewal. This is going to help you. This is going to help you to be able to have a renewal. If you want a new career, you want a new job, when it comes to, money. I think we're just going to do this for the money this week because this is like kind of wrapping up two things in one. Like if you were to come into money or someone, you acquired some money somehow, and then also if you're working towards something, there's going to be some money coming in that's going to assist you to go further. And from what you've been through, you've gained this strong instinct, your wisdom. You're going to, in your self-worth, you're not going to be able to be fooled like you were before. So you're going to have some justice. It's going to work out for you this time, to the point where you're going to have enough to be able to like sit at home and work from like home. Maybe you'll be making money when you are sleeping, and also have enough to help others. This could be your karma for what you went through, someone tricking you, and this is your dharma, your good karma, and someone's karma, and they could even be going to get locked up or something like that. So why am I picking this up? I don't know. Okay. So I'm hearing timeline for this playing out. This is not going to apply to everyone. Um, Again, the date today is December 16th, 2025. But if you're seeing it on a totally different date, then apply it. If this resonates, just apply it. In general, it doesn't matter the date. Um, I'm asking for a timeline for when people see this. When could this play out for those watching? When could this play out? 3 cards, please. In a few weeks. So in a few weeks from seeing this video. Tomorrow could start playing out tomorrow. I'm hearing you could just be like, your eyes could be opening to this situation. Today. And I heard wake up call. And I don't think we had wake up call in this. No, that was the last reading. The card wake up call came out. But I just heard it in my head, wake up call. So maybe for some people, this is a wake up call about regarding your past. There could have been even 3 parties involved in this trickery. But I feel like once you opened your eyes and the light was shed on everything and exposed, I feel like you were able to, that's when you were able to grow. So hopefully that helps somebody. All right, we are going to, what are we going to move on to next for Manifestation Monday? I'm just going to pull, I think we're just going to keep it to money and love right now. And over time, if people want to leave a comment on maybe something else you'd like me to draw cards on, I'm definitely willing to take suggestions. And I'm going to pull some cards right now. Just generally some, it could be encouragement, it could be words of advice or, guidance. So sorry, I'm moving the camera around. Anyway, all right, last few cards. Here we go for Manifestation Monday. And for Tuesday, I'm actually recording this. Monday didn't work out too well for me for doing this yesterday. Today is Tuesday, so look for each day I have something different planned. Excuse me, so you can look for that. Those different days. Anyway, sorry, I'm like really thirsty. Hold on a second. Okay, so for people who are manifesting like work situations, business, anything to do with like your finances, money, apply these to you. If it resonates, if it fits, leave what doesn't. These actually could apply to everyone. Just you might need to be a little, you might need to really reflect on it, though, to see how for some people. So there could be something that you want to ask for. You need to ask with sincerity. This could even be asking yourself something, sometimes we can ask ourselves a question and then like not even stick around to listen to ourselves answer. Like, I don't know, just, you could just, oh, would I, blah, blah, blah. And then you're moving on to the next distraction or something, but you're not really like listening and tuning in with yourself. This could just be someone else. Maybe you're trying to ask for, you know, um, an increase in rate in your money or something. Okay, then we have reevaluate your priorities. There there just could be something, just some kind of rearranging that you need to do. Uh or maybe even taking some things out temporarily, but I think that could probably apply to a lot of people. Nurture yourself first. So make sure that if you're trying to like move up or something, make sure that you're not putting out so much energy like to impress or to get noticed, because if that's what gets you noticed, you're going to be expected to keep it up. And if you're doing it to impress or to get someone's attention, but not to make this your new, you know, whatever way of working, your new, maybe you're putting in like a half an hour extra every day, or you're doing extra tasks that, is someone else's job, or it's generally everyone's job, but you've now taken this on, or, I don't know, whatever. You just make sure that you're not putting out all of this energy and then leaving yourself with nothing. I'm getting, because like a lot of times people will not necessarily make the connection that you want something. So that could be why this ask with sincerity is coming out too. There could be someone here that kind of overcompensates or is overly accommodating at work, puts others before them, doesn't prioritize themselves, and is doing all of this because they want something that really isn't a big deal to ask for. Like you're probably deserving of it. And then, if you just were to ask with sincerity, you wouldn't necessarily have to go through all this stuff, because sometimes they just don't, like, it doesn't, you don't get that reciprocation. They don't give it back. I'm not saying don't do nice things or go out of your way, but if it's tied to some type of, if there's like a motive, if you're doing it for some reason to get something out, you might as well just ask, and ask with sincerity. It could be something that you need to work on anyway, in general. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. I really appreciate you guys watching. We will see you next week, and have a great week. Thanks.